CF-18 Hornets from 409 Tactical Fighter Squadron stationed at 4 Wing, Cold Lake. Man. That'll set the tone, won't it? Christian Jones takes the opening kickoff, and we're underway in the Labor Day Classic. And Jones dragged down around the 22-yard line. Wynton McManus down there first, and here comes Trevor Harris looking for his first ever win against Calgary in his first Battle of Alberta on Labor Day.
Leads all passers in passing yards, over 3,000 on the season, and we're just at the halfway point.
Quads right, R skin, W fly, 64, W chase, Y Cosmo, S wide on 1 ring.
Going to the air right away, and here's a connection. Pass caught by Tavares Daniels, who's been the hottest receiver for the past couple of weeks. The former Stampeder.
Silver right, silver right. Hey,
well, Tavares Daniels is a guy that will highlight over 200 yards receiving in their last game, and former Calgary Stampeder love to have a big one here this afternoon. Up front, you get Matt O'Donnell, the mountain, back at tackle. 6'11", 350 outside.
Hurry, hurry,
7 for Daniels, 2nd and 3, short drop, and that pass caught. Daniels has another Player of the Week and a monster 10-catch, 207-yard game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, targeted 12 times in that one.
Green 40 brick stab.
You can hear the tempo.
Stab. Hey, brick Y stab, brick Y stab. See smoke. Green, green, green. Go! Hurry, hurry, go!
First run for C.J. Gable, straight ahead. Dropped around the 44-yard line. Cordero Law the stop as we set their defense.
And he's the leader of that defensive line. 6 sacks on the season so far for Cordero Law. Back in the linebacking core, Winston McManus missed last week, is back in the lineup at linebacker. And back in the back end, we talked about Trey Robertson. He's mic'd in this game, so we'll get to listen in. Corner with 6 interceptions, wants to get back in the tie with the lead.
Ryder, 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 Ryder. Go! Hurry, hurry, go!
Change the play call on 2nd and 7 and hands it off, and C.J. Gable is dropped. Corey Greenwood, the leading tackler in the Canadian Football League, with the stop, and the punt team will come on.
Yep, number 1 in the league, and making another one, a big one on 2nd down, getting this defense off the field early in this first drive for the Edmonton Eskimos. He just sheds his block, moves to the tackle. Good solid takedown on C.J. Gable.
John White to punt. Terry Williams, number 2 in all-purpose yards, is back. And fields it around the 24. Little bobble. And brings it back across the 35-yard line.
Well, the debate was interesting, yet a little surprising to me, that whether or not Bo Levi Mitchell should return to the lineup. I say absolutely. This is a franchise player. This is the guy with the best winning percentage in CFL history. Better than Flutie, better than Moon, better than all of them.
38, Oscar Force, Y sub. I'm going, go ready.
If he's ready, he's playing. And he's ready.
Bo's back. Let's see if he goes to the attack early. Well, he hands it off. Kadeem Carey on the right side. Gets the start. There was some debate about whether it would be him or Don Jackson. Good start for the former Chicago Bear, Kadeem Carey.
Well, they also get Markeith Ambles back at receiver. He missed last week. Guy that can be a deep threat for Bo Levi Mitchell, who apparently made some real good long throws during the practice week. I highlighted the tackles in Nila Kazatati and Derek Dennis because they're up against Kwaku Boateng and Nick Usher. Boateng is mic'd in this one this afternoon, and Nick Usher is becoming one of the quiet, big stories in the Canadian Football League this year. It's been quiet so far.
Nick Arbuckle comes in short yardage, and a good chance for us to salute. What a terrific job in relief he has done. Hands it off straight ahead, and It's the fullback, William Longleg, with the first down.
Quaker Boateng has 6 sacks. That's tied for 3rd in the CFL on the season. And I mentioned Nick Usher, not really talked a lot about him in the media and things like that, but he's creating a real good resume, and players are talking about him, and that's the highest praise you can get. 51 defensive plays for Vontae Diggs. The leader in tackles, though, is Larry Dean in the middle. He's got 44, and they bump Josh Johnson out to quarter. Taekwon Glass will play the halfback.
Mitchell back in, first throw on the money. Eric Rogers has the catch in Eskimo territory at the Edmonton 44. 18-yard connection.
Timing out, ball thrown right where it had to be, on time. And I guess the only question with Bo after missing 2 months and 7 games, what about the rust? Will he have the timing? Will the accuracy be there? Pretty good throw to throw open Eric Rogers early.
Kind of like catching a moving train.
Go, go, go.
Missing over 2 months of action. Short drop over the middle. Pass caught. Bangleton gets away. Reggie Bangleton, who lit it up in Calgary's last game with 4 touchdown catches and 173 yards.
A little crosser for Bangleton. Play on first down where get good plus yardage just to get in second and manageable, but Bangleton makes it a bigger play than that with what he does after he catches it. Breaks a couple of tackles and picks up some yak yards.
22-yard play, 3 consecutive first downs for Calgary.
Go, go. 180.
First down, Eskimo 22. Swing it to the near side, back in the hands of Bangleton. And he gets swarmed at the 19, gives us a chance to reflect back on that monster performance against the Alouettes.
First player to do it since, guess who? Red Jacket Milt Stegall back in 2005 to have 4 receiving touchdowns in a game. And new to Bangleton too, first time in his football career that he got that done. Pretty exciting day. Montreal came back and won that game, but Bangleton 4 touchdowns.
On this date, 49 years ago, Herm Harrison had a 4-touchdown game in the Labor Day Classic. That pass just out of the reach. Rogers stretched out, couldn't reel it in. And the drive stalls. Rene Paredes will come on.
But as far as just the throwing motion for Bo, I didn't see any issues. He didn't favor it. He kind of just cut it loose. I think that out throw was to Eric Rogers early in the drive was a good indication that there's not a lot of rust on him. And that last throw that was incomplete, he had to put the ball there because the defensive coverage was right in the hip pocket of Eric Rogers.
6 plays, moved it 55 yards, and now Rene Paredes puts the first points on the board in the 2019 Labor Day Classic. On a gorgeous day in Calgary.
Just telling you.
You hear it from the players all the time how that
Man
gets the adrenaline going.
Rattled the booth up here.
Just a reminder, it's not just another day. Special day on the Canadian Football League calendar. Rene Paredes with the field goal, now 7 points away from 1,500 in his CFL career. Might hit that milestone today. Kicks it off to Christian Jones. Eskimos could have fielded at the 35. Will he do better than that? On a few yards more to set things up for Trevor Harris. And it is Labor Day. And the guys from Northern Alberta and Southern Alberta don't always get along. You saw that in the first game, the first hint of it here. The Battle of Alberta is on. Trevor Harris, the player of the month, 1,550 yards, 6 touchdown passes in August. Thanks to Gable, they'll swing it to Tavon Smith, and he gets upended in a hurry. There's the veteran Jamar Wall in his 8th Labor Day Classic.
Here we go, Brown 64, Brown 64, weak right. Hey, we got race hook to the field.
Well, Trevor Harris, I mentioned, on pace for 6,000 yards plus. No Edmonton Eskimo has ever thrown for that many yards in a season, but he has to exercise the demons that is the White Horse, the Calgary Stampeders. In his career, he's not beat them.
180!
Second and long, pressure coming. Harris steps up, swings it to Taya J, and the proud new Papa gets bounced out at the Calgary bench. Looks like it will be close to a first down.
Say right on the marker when he went out of bounds. They're going to give it to him without a measurement.
Hey, still bunt. Hey, W on all state. W on all state. Hey, 65 verse. Fat Hoosiers. Still bunt. Fat Hoosiers.
Emphasis been on a faster start. Remember, a month ago,
65, green,
Eskimos
green.
shut out in the first half here at McMahon.
Hurry, hurry, set.
Three receivers wide side over the middle. Ricky Collins puts it up for grabs, and it is intercepted. Royce Menchie, the safety, has his first Canadian Football League interception. Off the hands of the league's leading receiver, and Menchie turns it over for Calgary. Pass that should have been caught was by the other guys. Calgary football when we come back. League in points off turnovers with 77.
It's going to be a great game. This one's happening.
Royce Menchie from Guelph. We saw Johnny Augustine from Guelph yesterday play a prominent role. Here's Markeith Ambles a catch, and he gets taken down at the 54, pickup of 4.
Well, the question, Bo Levi Mitchell, whether or not he'd have a little rust, missing a couple of months. I don't think Dave Dickinson was concerned about that at all. He was leaving it up to Bo to make the decision.
Spin right, Y slide, roam, 34 zebra, F sub. On go, ready? 34 zebra. Go, go, go! 180! 180, hut!
2nd and 6. Kadeem Carey, big run! And into the secondary and down to the Edmonton 40-yard line. That's a 16-yard run for Carey. The Stampeders last in rushing at 72 yards a game.
Well, they've been running by committee at the tailback position. Watch Calgary Williams here get the key block to spring Kadeem Carey on this run. Nice little block, down block there as well from Shane Bergman, and away he goes. Roman Morris has had a chance.
Go.
Don Jackson.
180! 180, hut!
We'll see Terry Williams as well.
Look out.
And Josh Johnson read the play and brings down Eric Rogers, short gain.
Hey, did you come over to get Sam? Yeah?
I'll tell you what, though, he's a big game player. Bo Levi Mitchell, two-time MOP, two-time MVP of Grey Cups that he's won. 5-0 in this big game in the regular season. The Labor Day Classic against the Edmonton Eskimos. Has not lost this game.
Career record of 10 and 4 overall against Edmonton.
180! 180, hut!
2nd and 6. Back to Carey. And this time stopped short to the first down. There's the middle linebacker, Larry Dean, 6th in the league in tackles.
That's a big play. I mean, this is sudden change. We get sudden change. Your defense gets put in a really bad position, and they've got to try and make the stop because it's such a momentum swing. And if they can hold the opposition to a field goal attempt, that's a win in the sudden change scenario. So that's a big one for one of the top-ranked defenses in the game, the Edmonton Eskimos.
Rene Paredes looking at a 39-yard attempt at a walk-off 43-yarder last year. His 5th of the game to win the 2018 Labor Day Classic. Maver puts it down. Paredes is good. And it's 6-0 Stampeders. Bo Levi Mitchell back at the controls.
Back early, especially the way that Nick Arbuckle was playing. He was playing so well. But what it also did was prompt the decision by Bo Levi Mitchell to decide to go hard. No more cautious. When he was ready to throw, he was going to go all out in consecutive days. And if his arm didn't respond, he simply would have to shut it down. Well, lucky for Bo Levi Mitchell and the Stampeders, his arm has responded well, and he says it actually got a little stronger as he continued to progress.
Big boost in the second half of the season for Calgary in a kind of an unfamiliar position at the midway point of the season at 5-4 and in 4th place.
And they're in a dogfight. And that was what I've been saying is no disrespect to the performance of Nick Arbuckle in relief of Bo Levi Mitchell. He's been outstanding. And this is a better Calgary team because of his play and the depth that's been created in that position. But, you know, if it's Ricky Ray, Anthony Calvillo, Henry Burrs, Matt Dunnigan in their prime, when they come off that injured list, they are back in the lineup. They're the franchise players. Heck, you could say the same for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not comparing those guys as players. I'm comparing their status with the team. And that's where Bo Levi Mitchell is. When he's ready, he's going.
180! What is it?
Let's go and start this series on the ground to C.J. Gable. Plows ahead to about the 33. Greenwood again on the tackle.
This is the Battle of Alberta. This is the Labor Day Classic. This is Nate Hawley on the kickoff cover you just saw, and he's working on Brian Walker. Look at this. There's some contact down there. I'm telling you, the pads are going to be popping here in this one. Receivers, DBs, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to go after him today.
Second and 5. And it's intended for Collins, incomplete. And a flag comes down. Royce Mechie was there. And a pass interference flag against the Stampeders.
Defensive pass interference. Calgary, number 16. Point of the foul, automatic, first down.
Just the 5th DPI against the Calgary secondary. Lowest totals in the league in that department.
Yeah, this play is going to put Dave Dickinson in a bind as to whether or not he should challenge this because it's really close. Mechie doesn't have to bring the officials and their decision into play here. That ball didn't look like it was really catchable, and he grabbed the waist of Ricky Collins just for a split second and slightly turned him. I don't think Dickinson should waste a challenge this early in the game.
Go! 180! What is it?
First down at the 54-yard line, and the jet sweep coming this way to Collins, and he gets cut down on a sure tackle by Deshaun Amos.
Not surprising, though, that the offense, Edmonton's offense, go right back to the leading receiver in the CFL and Ricky Collins in a couple of ways. I mean,
Brown 64, Brown 64. Hey, we got blue gopher hatchet swipe. Blue gopher hatchet swipe. Hey, Lincoln, that's through 64 delay.
telling C.J. Gable.
Brown.
He's on a delay. Check for blitz and then delay into the pass rush.
180! What is it?
On the Stamp side of half, 2nd and 6. Harris guns that. Jump ball, and the Eskimos are going to get it. When it looked like Mechie might have another interception, this time it redirects back towards an Eskimo. And Natea Chase got the catch, and it looks like it's enough for a first down.
Calgary Stampeders lead the league in interceptions. Got another one off the tip from Ricky Collins. The last offensive possession for Edmonton, and they're feeling it. I mean, that was Mechie jumping that crossing route by Collins. Had a chance at it, just bounced off his shoulder pads. Or off his head.
They'll break the Eskimos. First down, Calgary 45.
What is it?
They fake the jet, then throw the hitch, and Greg Ellingson, first touch of the game, crashing down around the 37-yard line. 54th consecutive game with a catch for Greg Ellingson.
Here we go, hey. Hey, we got King's Right Tango. King's Right Tango. We got 94 Shaq. Z-Rap, X-Fire, all one ready.
Second and a couple, James Tuck checks in. As they go double tight ends.
Go! 180! What is it?
And it is Gable trying to find a hole, but none there.
Don't dance.
Stepping up was Mike Rose from his defensive tackle spot.
You dance when you dance on short yardage. Mike Rose, they drop off, and they play him back in the linebacking level, allow him to flow to the football, big man. But if you dance at the tailback spot behind the line of scrimmage and short yardage, you can get in trouble.
3rd and a yard and a half. And they're not going to gamble here, looking for their first points of the Labor Day Classic on the final play of the opening quarter. Remember, shutout in the first half a month ago. From 44 out, Sean White's good, and the Eskimos cut that Calgary lead in half. Good first quarter between the Alberta rivals. 70 on the first play of the game. That didn't happen. But what did happen is what we do expect on Labor Day. There was some big time hitting in that first 15 minutes.
Some pad popping going on here in this one. You see it a lot on the teams. Just if you're ever in the park watching a game on these kickoff cover teams, kickoff return teams, just pick one guy and watch that one guy go down the field. You'll see a barroom brawl for about 40 yards.
Calgary opts to take the kickoff, and Terry Williams makes it a good decision up to the 40-yard line. Bo Levi Mitchell back in his office, but for 7 weeks he just couldn't make it go.
I think it would have been pretty selfish of me to play. As much as I want to be out there battling with my teammates, and everybody in that locker room knows, that's been here for any amount of time, that I'll play through any and every injury that I have. Anybody that watches the CFL knows that. But at this point, it was one that affected me to the point where I couldn't perform the way I needed to make a positive impact in the game. It could end my season if I try to go out there and play. It could make us worse as a team. So wanted to make sure that when I came back, I was strong and that I could be here for the rest of the season.
Well, they look strong, look sharp so far.
Receiver R sub pass, cross X drag, backside W bang. On go, ready.
Holding penalty against Charlie Power backs them up though.
Go. 180, hot.
Starting at the Stamp 18-yard line, a play action fake to carry, and Amble's unable to bring that down in traffic.
Trying to get Marquise Ambles involved in the offense. He's a single receiver on the backside. It was 4 receivers to the field, and he gets a one-on-one. So Bo tries to go back there. Just a little bit high on that throw. Sailed on him just a bit, and Ambles couldn't reel it in.
Hey, Will to hammer. Go. 180, hot.
2nd and 10. Carey stays in the block. Mitchell over the middle. Got a strike. And Bingleton's got a first down just across the 35.
The other thing you wonder about Bo Levi Mitchell, and again, can move on from this thought, but Mitchell in practice would throw under much more controlled conditions. There's going to be times in this game that he has to throw off balance, throw in different throwing positions. Sometimes he has to lean away from it because he got pressure in his face. I thought he leaned back and threw mostly just with his arm and pec muscle on that last play across the middle for about 20 plus.
Go.
Looked fine.
180, hot.
First down, Carey bumps it outside. Kadeem Carey turns the corner in. And it's pushed out at the Eskimo bench, but he's looked good so far in this first half. That's a 16-yard run. He's got 46 on 4 carries.
And this is against an Edmonton defense ranked 3rd in the league, giving up under 100 yards per game along the ground for every team that they play, not just one tailback. But Kadeem Carey has shown some great quickness so far in those 4 carries. Quick feet, quick redirection.
Go. 180, hot.
Terry Williams in the backfield, and he'll get the carry, and he'll get cut down. Danya Namba, the strong side linebacker, with the tackle. Often see Williams in as a receiver out of the backfield. That time he gets a carry.
Go Bambi.
Fly bird.
Okay.
On go, ready.
And we'll go down to Hickey Helium.
Okay. Die.
So the Eskimos'
Go,
next
go.
series is planned.
Go.
The defense trying to get them the ball back now. 2nd and 10. 3-man rush. Underneath, and a big hit. Terry Williams unloaded on by Larry Dean.
Wow, Terry Williams. He took a second. He had to regroup and watch the play of middle linebacker Larry Dean. Little drop, check the crosser. Ball is dropped to Terry Williams. That was it. Dropped him on the spot.
Larry Dean punching the clock on Labor Day. He's got 3 tackles early. Rob Meaver to punt it away. Christian Jones is back. High, not deep. Got him 1 flag. Christian Jones taken off. Look out, Meaver fell. Christian Jones is away. But there are flags on the play. Inside the 20. Is it an Eskimo touchdown? 92-yard punt return. But flags are down.
Calgary defense coming right on the field back in Edmonton's end.
Well, the ball was in flight. Holding Edmonton, number 10 and 16. Point possession game, 10 yards, first down.
Christoph Malumba-Shamanga and Jordan Beaulieu both flagged. Eskimos only 1 big return this year, still without a return touchdown.
Absolutely special guest and Major Melissa Dupuis of the Armed Forces. Thanks for being here, and first and foremost, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
What has a career in the military meant to you?
It's amazing to be able to serve your country, and it makes me very proud, but also I have fun doing it. So you get to have fun at the same time as serving the people of Canada. It's great.
Can you give us an idea of where have you been and what this career is taking, this career has taken you?
So I joined 19 years ago at the Harry Hayes building downtown here in Calgary. So I'm back home in my hometown, which is wonderful. And I've worked across bases in Canada, in the United States. I was posted to Europe. I got to deploy to the Middle East and to Libya on operations. So I've really done many different missions all across the world.
And welcome home. I know you've been here back home for a couple of years. Welcome to this Labor Day Classic. Again, Melissa, thank you for your service and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful stuff. We salute Major Dupuis, who served in Libya, Germany, among other stations.
Did I leave anything out?
We want to thank all the men and women in the military here at home and abroad. And again, that flyby from the 409 Tactical Squadron in Cold Lake, Alberta. And I've had a great opportunity and been honored to be able to go up and take some tours of the hangar and see those jets up close, man. They are impressive, and so are the people that fly them and the people that maintain them, and the men and women in our Canadian Armed Forces.
First down after that catch by Natea J. Harris looks one way and another, going to take a shot and almost intercepted. Trey Roberson on the corner, nearly had his 7th. Larry Highbaugh's grandson, wearing the reverse 13, nearly had another.
I love that he goes to the receiver and says, hey, you go tell Trevor Harris he better not try that over here.
2nd and 10. Try it again, and a little bump there on it. Ellingson incomplete, and the Eskimos have to punt.
Well, it's different coverage, though. The last one, it was a man-to-man scenario with Tavon Smith, the receiver. This time, Ellingson tried to run a double move, but it was a zone look. So Roberson comes up, and his job is to jam and then play the flat. He's got a guy over the top. Now, he knows it's going to him, so he just keeps running with him. But you can see the deep defender coming to help. A zone look that Roberson turned into man.
Stamp should get good field position. Sean White. Terry Williams from inside his 45 brings it back close to midfield before he is wrestled down by Jonathan Walton. Military Appreciation Day, and I think we're just recovering from the CF-18 flyover prior to kickoff. Bo's back.
180, white hot.
And great field position at midfield. Throws the out. Nice catch made there. There's Herji Miala, who had 4 catches against Montreal, their top pick in the 2019 draft.
Now, based on just field position in this first half, Edmonton's got to feel pretty good about where they are, just down 3. Edmonton has started on average their own 24. Calgary on average at the 40.
Zebra force, bear, doubles, bluff, D shield. On maroon, ready?
And CFL stats man Steve Daniel told us yesterday the team with the better field positions, 38-6 so far this year. Fake to carry, rolls the other way. It was some heavy traffic in the middle of that. Money Hunter breaks it up.
How's that not PI?
Couple of Calgary receivers in the same spot, and I think Rogers just coming back trying to get a block on that short throw to Mayala.
Have 4 guys in the same spot. Hunter with the knockdown, 3rd down, and Rob Meaver will look for the corner. He's hit inside the 10 5 times this year and is going to do it again. That's a beauty. And it's marked out at the 9 for Rob Meaver and the Stamps. 39 into the corner. Well, it is Trevor Harris's first Labor Day Classic in the Battle of Alberta.
Let's go, fellas.
Here were his thoughts prior to the game.
Been a difficult team to play, and they always will be. You know, their Coach Dickinson does an absolutely amazing job. They have a great culture, a great team, great organization, and so, you know, tons of respect to them. And but obviously, we know the Labor Day. You know, a lot of times quarterbacks are judged on these rivalry games, and so it'll be fun to go out there and line up and just play against a great team. And I think we're a great team as well.
Longest completion so far, just 12 yards for Harris. Starts on the ground to C.J. Gable.
I mentioned a minute ago that Trevor Harris has got a demon he's got to exercise here, and that is the Calgary Stampeders. Whether he's been playing in Toronto or Ottawa, his record against Calgary, 0-7-2. He's got the 2 ties, but he has not been able to find a way to beat this team. And boy, in this game, the Battle of Alberta, his first time in it, would he love to get that first win in this one here at McMahon Stadium.
Field position's been an issue. Last 2 drives have started inside the 10. Trying to find some breathing room here. Pressure low, and he is dropped. Down he goes. And it's Derek Wigan with his first sack of the year. The 5-year veteran out of Queens.
I think you just marked the Queens guys, and you just can't wait. You're ready with the Queens reference immediately. I don't blame you. That's a great push from Derek Wigan. It's called a straight bull rush.
Stamps continue to win the battle of field position. Terry Williams waiting at midfield.
To give up 2 possibly.
Yeah, you wonder if they will. Sean White is going to punt it away.
You got a return. You got a return.
And right at the midfield strike, Williams got it, and he gets swamped there. Great downfield cover on the play by Brian Walker. With that sack by Wigan, helps give Calgary great field position. Stamp Commonwealth for the rematch. Always an amazing game. They've got a tough act to follow after last year, though. 48-42. We had 1,000 yards of offense in the rematch game. Mitchell steps up in the pocket, navigates it well, and has Reggie Bagleton for a Calgary first down. Been the favorite target so far, 4 for 60 for Reggie Bagleton.
Yeah, that pocket management for Bo Levi Mitchell, one of his strengths, and he could just, he feels the pressure, he feels where it's coming from, keeps his feet active, but with his eyes downfield, and finds Bagleton on the crossing route.
Justin Lawrence comes into the game. They'll have a
Go.
tight end formation.
180 high.
Widen it out for Kadeem Carey. A spin there, but this time not going anywhere. Larry Dean finishes him. Danya Namba was there.
You mentioned the Labor Day Classic and the rematch and how difficult for Edmonton it is to win here, and then vice versa for Calgary in Edmonton. But a lot of these games in the Classics, I know it's 7 in a row for Calgary, but a lot of the Classics gone down to those last 3 minutes to decide the outcome.
Mentioned last year, a walk-off by Rene Paredes, 23-20.
Boston. Go. 180 high. Mike Sam, high.
2nd and 10, and the play doesn't get off. Eskimos jump, but were they drawn offside? Get the pointing either way from either line on the field. And we'll find out who did move first.
Which doesn't sell anyone, by the way.
I don't know.
Because the command center.
It's on them.
We've got
Offside. Edmonton, number 93. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
So Kwaku Boateng was offside. Nobody has a quicker jump at the line of scrimmage than he does. But that time too quick.
Well, we've got him mic'd, and that was, I think, the first thing that Kwaku Boateng has said out loud all game so far, which was, I think it's on them.
6 sacks on the year. Sacks in each of the last 2. 2nd and 5, Calgary. Mitchell rolling. Flag comes down. And he does get it away. It falls incomplete short of the intended target. And the call is against Calgary.
Yeah, this is going back. I saw
Holding Calgary, number 62. The penalty's declined. 3rd down.
Neela Kazatani, the right tackle, with the hold.
Inside stunt from Calgary's right side of the formation, Edmonton's left, and Kazatani just kind of threw his man down. I think it was Usher. See 62 step out, try and get in pass block mode, but with that inside pass rush move, he got the hook around Boateng. It was Kwaku Boateng on the opposite edge.
If good, Rene Paredes will move ahead of Lance Chomik into 13th on the all-time scoring list as he surveys his 3rd field goal of the game. But he's missed it. Christian Jones going to come out. He's going to get nailed in the end zone by Wiggins, so it will be a single point. And Paredes 2 for 3, a 7-3 Calgary lead in what has been a typically physical Battle of Alberta.
This game has playoff intensity to it, and this is what you see. You see it a lot on the special teams, but it doesn't matter. It could be receivers, could be DBs, running backs, D linemen for sure, trying to put a little extra on guys. I mean, this is a Battle of Alberta at its best. We've seen a bunch of physicality in this game, but I think both these offenses got to cut it loose. I mean, we're seeing good intermediate routes. We're seeing some run game mixed in for both teams. Both these offenses should cut it loose, take some shots deep, and loosen things up, get things going offensively.
Looks like the offensive guys had decaf this morning. The defense went double espresso. Big to Gable. And Jay stretching out across the 40-yard line. Has about 5.
How badly does DeVaris Daniels want to be targeted in this one today and just have a big game against his old teammates?
Here we go. Hey, Tim, quads right. Rip. We got 65.
But
Z Hoosiers, White Foxy, R Escape, X-Slant on one right.
Oh, who's Foxy? Which player is Foxy? DeVaris? Let's see who gets the target here.
180. What is that?
2nd and 6. Slant it is. The former Stampeder, 3rd catch of the game and a 1st down up across the 47 for Foxy Daniels.
Foxy Daniels on the slant route. Taking advantage of outside leverage from Raheem Wilson and gets inside, timing throw, and Harris puts it right at the 1st down mark.
There's Mom, Leslie, here to cheer on for the first time in green and gold, her son last year. She had the Stampeder jersey on.
I think Leslie was on the cell phone to Jason Moss saying, could you please send my son deep? Can you send him on a deep route, please?
Well, they've given the 3-minute warning here today and are at 9-2.
What is it?
First down here, and there's Ellingson with a catch in front of Roberson. Close to midfield before he gets pushed back. Ellingson did not play against Calgary in the first meeting back in early August.
Huddle. Here we go. We got a fib here. Fib. Hey, Tavares, you're to the boundary, Regan field. Fib. Tango to weak left, W on. We got 74, Y Hickey, W Oakland. That's the check on it. That's the check. Go! 180! 180 up!
2nd and 3. Over the middle, Ellingson loose and has the first down in Calgary territory at the Stamp 44.
One of the top receivers in the league in the second down conversion money catches. Gets another one right there on the curl.
Go! 14 to Ellingson.
180!
First down, green and gold. Second read over the middle for Tavon Smith, and that's busted up by Winton McManus. One interesting development here. We're getting some cards on the sideline to conceal signals with more. Here's Jermaine.
Absolutely, CC. Corey Mason, JC Sherritt, both defensive coaches have their players holding cards above them as they send their defensive signs in. That won't block the field, but it does block whoever is up in the booth to see how they're making calls. They believe that the Eskimos had an idea of what they were calling in the second half of their last meeting. Perhaps this is a big way of stopping that from happening this time around.
Swing this out to Natea J. It looks like a college sideline down there with all kinds of curtains and the like.
So we got a little Spygate going on, do we? Is that what the...
And you know what? J.C. Sherritt was on the other side, so I'm not sure if he has some intel that they didn't have before or whether this is a new development.
Well, I hear you on that, and always trying to find an edge and always trying to fight against what you may think is the other team trying to find an edge. But I also wonder at times what happened to back in the day when we used to talk to coaches and they'd say, I don't care, I'll give them my playbook. It doesn't matter. They can know what we're running. They're not going to stop it. What happened to those days?
Don White from 44. Right? White good again. And it's a one-point game here in the late stages of the first half.
Good job, Whitey. Great job, Whitey.
Friday Night Football continues this week. A showdown between the Lions and the Alouettes. A couple teams that got the week off. Action gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on TSN. Looking forward to getting to Percival Molson to watch that red-hot Alouette team. And what a show they put on here at McMahon a couple of weeks ago.
One of the great games of the year, into overtime against Calgary. Come from behind win. Vernon Adams really establishing himself in Montreal. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that one next week. But great crowd here on a beautiful afternoon in Calgary for the Labor Day Classic.
Go, go.
Love this weekend.
Go. 180. 180, hut.
Go to work from the 35, pump and go, and an open target. Richie Sindani's got it. All the way down to the Edmonton 24-yard line. That's a 51-yard connection.
So that test passed by Bo Levi Mitchell because this was a deep throw, and it was the flick of the wrist deep throw.
Hey, damn.
Bo just little play action, pump fake, and it is a flick of the wrist on the deep ball. No issues with the pec muscle, the shoulder, the throwing arm, any of it. Sindani down the sideline, and one of these quarterbacks with the first real deep ball. Take a look at Bo's throwing motion, steps back in the pocket, and bam, away it goes, no problem.
First time he's really aired it out in the game. 51 yards. Sidani shaken up at the end of the play. Didn't have a catch against the Eskimos in early August, but the biggest play so far of this game. So Bo Levi Mitchell, 144 yards in this first half, and he's now the all-time Calgary Stampeder leader in passing yardage on Labor Day. Passed a guy, I'm not sure if you remember him or not, by the name of Burris. Burris. Henry Burris was the leader coming into this game.
Yeah, boundary half. Hey, be ready for the bats too, just in case over there, okay? Wax to right, tough. 49, Y, Aussie, alert, zero, Reno, Y, bat. On go, ready.
Still awaiting the game's first major score.
Go!
91 seconds on the clock. And Bagleton out of the backfield. Boateng misses. Another miss. And Bagleton down to the 5-yard line. Fourth time he's rushed the football this year. That's an 18-yard run.
Well, it was a sneaky, quiet, good run from Bagleton because he's going to make one of the best tacklers in the game miss here. Larry Dean flies outside, and then he cuts back on Dean, who just goes right past the correct angle. A couple of good moves in the open field made what looked like was going to be a tackle for a loss into a nice positive gain.
78 yards from scrimmage for Bagleton in the first half. Now Carey, left side, crashing down around the 2.
Hey, like 2 yards.
Second and goal. Bo telling Dave Dickinson what they need.
So 2 yards just to get
a long one.
Nick Arbuckle said he gets the long one just to let him know exactly where the ball's at, and it'll be short yardage offense.
Hey, let's go ahead. We're on goal. Hey, W, you're on my cadence. Queen's left switch. T double wing. W sweep left on goal. Ready?
So second and a couple.
Go! 180! 180!
Handed off to Ambles, and he's not going to get there. Almondo Sewell finishes him off. Vontae Diggs in there as well.
There's a flag down on the goal line.
And that often is defensive offside.
Offside. Edmonton, number 19. On rack, first down.
Taekwon Glass in that 1-yard restraining area. How many times does that call get made down at the 1 or 2 yard line?
Well, this is the problem because it's kind of in between. The ball is right there, so it's in between. So that's where the judgment comes in. There's a head over the line, and there's a foot over the line there. You know, that just when it's on the 1 yard line, there's no excuse for being offside because you got that big stripe on the goal line to put your hand on.
First to go at the 1 now. Arbuckle's in. First touchdown of the Labor Day Classic goes to Calgary.
And it's in some ways fitting that it's number 9 that gets that first major on the board for the Stampeders at home, and the work that he has done as the backup to Bo Levi Mitchell, and his 7 starts, 4 wins, 3 games over 300 in relief. They feel very confident in Nick Arbuckle. He's done an excellent job when he's been asked to, but now he takes a back seat to the reigning MOP. The MOP got him down there, and fitting that Arbuckle gets it across the goal line.
On goal, ready?
Stamps going for 2. They're 6 for 10
though.
on 2-point converts.
Go! 180! 180! Hut!
And Mitchell thrown back corner. Bagleton's got it. It's a 9-point lead. Reggie Bagleton adding 2 more as Calgary has a touchdown to the final minute, first half.
Yeah, and Reggie Bagleton has gone from the last couple of years being a very good receiver to now he's getting into that. He's a great one. Conversation. I mean, just get more and more impressed with his route running, his ability to find the ball, find it quickly, and then gather himself, control the body. If he has got to stretch for it, go back for it. 2-point convert, but he's getting into that conversation, one of the great receivers in the league.
5 plays, 75-yard drive in under a minute. The big play, of course, the 51-yard strike to Danny. And Nick Arbuckle with his 4th touchdown of the year. Bagleton with the 2-point convert. And that's his 3rd 2-pointer of 2019.
I almost think the Eskimos need a big return to get them some field position, some good start offensively. They've been in a hole every series.
Had a punt return touchdown called back by penalty. And tripped up was Christian Jones. There, the tackle made by Jonathan Moxey. So the numbers rather modest for Trevor Harris. Back-to-back 400-yard games coming in. 438 yards on average offense for Edmonton this season.
Rocket Joe Lee on one-on-one ready. Rocket Joe Lee.
Well, yeah, he's had a streak of a couple of games in a row over 400 and one more and put him in an elite list.
Just 106 yards of offense in the first half, Edmonton. Trying to change that here. In trouble. Checks it down, and Jay up across the 30-yard line. Or, excuse me, C.J. Gable with Derek Wigan on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a design screenplay to the right that, because of the pressure, got...
Right, so 75, R flat. Weak, hey.
Through the timing of the play off.
75 flat, 75 burst. Right, here we go, hurry, it.
One at a time, but almost intercepted.
Oh, look out.
That's Deshaun Amos. Harry McMaster, the intended target, the rookie out of Western.
Amos walks in. He'll just walk in if he gets this one. I thought Cordero Law might have got a piece of that, but he didn't, and that was undercut by Amos. And Trevor Harris, you see Trevor Harris in behind him? He was already trying to get the angle for the tackle when he saw Deshaun Amos jump that crossing route.
Edmonton had 78 yards of offense in the first meeting. Just a little bit better here in the first half of this one. That's a no yards 15-yard flag as it's brought back to the 49. Time for one more play.
Hey, what are we doing?
I gave Hank a little shot, but I remember a similar situation where Hank threw up a Hail Mary at the end of a half and they scored a touchdown in this kind of a scenario.
Well, there's not time to complete one and get the field goal team out, so it would be a matter of, do you just take the lead going into half, or...
Now Sindani headed to the locker room early.
Penalty. During the return, illegal block. Calgary. Sawed off. 5 yards difference. First down.
And take the lead, take a knee, take the lead, and go in at halftime, or do you just throw one up, see if you can get a couple of bounces and a lucky touchdown almost? Because you know Edmonton will be playing way off.
Okay.
Take a knee.
34 zebra.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
2 hands on the ball. Wise right, 34 zebra, R sub. On goal, ready.
See that little reminder to carry? Make sure you got 2 hands on the ball on this.
Go. 180.
Just gonna hand it off.
And one last run for Kadeem Carey in the opening half. Over 50 yards rushing for Carey. A 9-point lead for the Stampeders. A touchdown for Nick Arbuckle. And it's 15-6 at the half in the Labor Day Classic as we send you to Rod Smith and the guys. Daniels.
Well, Tavares Daniels, you've played in this game before, but not wearing these colors. How different has it been for you as the visitor on a Labor Day Classic?
It's different for sure. You know, showing up in the visiting locker room, you know, showing up on a different side of the stadium is a little different. But, you know, I'm just excited to be out here, be in front of this crowd and these fans again and try to put on the show.
Didn't take long for you to get involved in the game. Already 3 catches in that first half. What will be the key to continue that for you and put more points on the board for the offense?
We just got to stay poised. I think we got to hit our shots when they come. Stay poised. That's really it.
Thanks for this.
Thank you.
Well, just 112 yards of offense for Edmonton. Remember the first meeting of the year when Trevor Harris threw for 311 yards and 2 touchdown passes in the second half. Calgary's going to get the ball first. Terry Williams with the return, and he fumbled it. But it looks like he'll gobble it back up.
Well, football is a game of adjustments, and both teams go in at halftime, and we'll try and make some adjustments. For Bo Levi Mitchell, good first half. All in all, considering it's his first in a couple of months back on the field, 11 of 15, 147. Touchdown scored by Nick Arbuckle on that quarterback sneak.
Right, X nasty, 32 plunge, double sub. On go, ready.
Bo's number 20 all-time in passing. He's 47 yards away from going by Conrad Holloway on the all-time list. Start on the ground to carry on a good first half, and there's a good start to the second half. Up to the 38, he has 6 and 62 in the game.
Yeah, real good first half. You look at the average. It's a nice fat average to get good success on first down. I think Edmonton could take a page from that book when they go out on offense and maybe get C.J. Gable involved a little more, as the panel mentioned at halftime.
Carey missed 3 with an ankle issue, 9 for 70 in his last start against Ottawa. Back in his hands on second down. He's going to run for another first down.
That's the quick
45.
That's the quick break. I mean, that's the quick feed I was talking about in the first half. He's this quickness while he's
low, just run right by him, all right?
Going downhill with forward momentum. That quickness on that cut gets out and around of Amondo Sewell pretty quickly.
Honda. Let's go.
And Sewell's the size of a Honda.
Go. 180.
4-man rush. They push the pocket. Here comes Larry Dean. But Mitchell gets it away. And the catch is made by Mayella. Young receiver gaining confidence.
Bo Levi Mitchell's going to have to move. I mentioned throwing from a different uncontrolled position. Like in practice, you're going to be in control and be able to throw from the exact right technique. That's rolling to your left, moving to your left, and just throwing all arm back to the right.
Go.
Again, no problem there on the throw.
Carey, big hole, second level. And Kadeem Carey finally dropped at the 34-yard line, but Edmonton's going to have to find an answer for him. 15-yard run.
Well, it means that the linebackers are going to have to try to get closer to the line of scrimmage so he can't get started, because when he gets started and those quick feet start churning, it is tough to get to him. And you can see an offensive lineman got downfield on Larry Dean. You get those big old linemen to the second level, and blocking linebackers in your run game can be successful.
Go. 180.
Stamps with 106 yards rushing so far. Pagleton takes the swing, and there's a flag down in the Eskimo backfield as Pagleton is dropped at the 30. Looks like a 4-yard gain.
Hey. After the during the play. It's on us. It's illegal contact on receiver.
So Jason Moss gives you the call.
Take it.
It was in that area unless it's an illegal block downfield, and that might be it.
Illegal block, Calgary, number 23. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, it goes against William Longleg. blocking downfield before the catch was made.
Hey, expect a little.
So it backs the football back to the Edmonton 44.
Hey, rebel left. Let's go 61 Juno. On go, ready?
1st and 20.
Hey, hiccup. Go. Go. 180. 180, hut. Hammer.
Mitchell with time, has the strike. And Binghamton, the favorite target today, has another one.
Well, I'm not sure if you heard this at home, but after Bo Levi Mitchell called for the snap of the ball was on its way to him, and he was yelling hammer. And basically what that is a hammer blitz. That's a blitz from the secondary. So a defensive back for Edmonton coming on a blitz, and as he's reading the play with the ball in his hands, he's yelling hammer, hammer, hammer to alert Kadeem Carey. That's where he's got to go to block. That's understanding what's happening defensively.
16-yard connection, a pump, and that one gets away. Taekwon Class was there defensively, and Rene Paredes will come back onto the field.
Basically calling protection assignments while looking downfield with the ball in his hands.
So mentally sharp after 2 months away.
Yeah, I mean,
back up to speed.
If there's rust, he's hiding it well.
From the left hash to 36 yards for field goal.
Rene Paredes, 2 for 3 so far. And with that field goal, 1,500 points in his Canadian Football League career. 18-16. Calgary's got the lead. We're early.
Head-to-head bull riding. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not suggesting that at all. There's a lot of bull, but we're not riding. Christian Jones from his 5. And Jones works his way over the 30. And second effort to get close to the 40-yard line before Ante Milanovic leader brings him down. Tough first half for Trevor Harris in his first Labor Day Battle of Alberta.
What?
14 of 19, just 99 yards though. He's going to need a big second half like he had in his first visit to McMahon this year.
Go! 180! What is it?
Underneath, catch made by Collins.
Well, you go back to that first game and between these two teams, and the way that Trevor Harris got the thing going, and he got into that rhythm, was a deep ball to Ricky Collins. Again, we saw at the end of the half, Bo Levi Mitchell go down the sideline deep to get things going offensively for his team, get that coverage to back off a little bit. That may be the answer.
8 yards to Collins there. The play you're referencing was an 83-yarder. That got Edmonton going. 2nd and 2. As the guys mentioned, they got to get the run game going too. There's Jamar Wall stepping up, and
I'm with you on the run game, but you know, Trevor Harris is a veteran quarterback, understands that you make the adjustments. Now he's been back in there with the tablet at halftime, going over all of what Calgary did defensively against him in the first half. Make some adjustments, get some guys going. He's got to get Greg Ellenson going as well. He was only targeted a couple times in the first half, and that was late in the second quarter.
There's one. You see, they've had some issues with this year. And Edmonton's signaling yes, but we may require a measurement as they unpile Cordero Law in the middle of it. And
let's fly, let's go!
Had to get to the 49-yard line. Let's see where they spot it.
Whoa!
And they do put it beyond the 49, so it is an Edmonton first down.
Hey, why flow rapper? Why flow rapper? What? Double, hey, we got Atlanta rapper. Hey, tough Atlanta. Z-Dig. Hey, we got squeeze circus. Hey, doubles here. Flow rapper. Atlanta. Go! 180! What is it?
Fake to Gable. Steps up. In trouble. Dropped the ball. And does Edmonton get it back? Like Corey Greenwood knocked it loose, but Edmonton able to recover.
Brought Greg Ellingson in to help in protection for Trevor Harris on this play. Ellingson's right here, and they're going to slide him from the slapback spot, bring him in to help protect on this, try and pick up any blitz. He doesn't really have anyone to block. He helps out with the tackle, but backside pressure.
Moxie, Hawley, Sopik all come in on these second and long plays for Calgary on defense. Second and a little more than 10. And the connection made. It is a first down. And Tavares Daniels holds on at the Calgary 48.
Boy, Tavares Daniels does a great job of coming right back to the football. That extra step to come back to the ball on this curl. That's part of this route. Right at the top of the route, Tavares Daniels up the field, push your guy deep. It's a zone look, and then one step forward just in case Roberson is trying to undercut you. You get your body between the defender and the football. Good completion downfield in front of 31. Doesn't happen very often.
13-year vet Calvin McCarty's checked in. And the handoff left side for Gable to the 45.
Tavares Daniels didn't play against the Calgary Stampeders, his whole team, in the first matchup 4 games ago. But last week against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, targeted 12 times, 10 catches, 207. So he's back not only on the field, but back to that Tavares Daniels form that we're used to seeing. Great deep threat, route runner, solid hands. Put it anywhere in the cylinder, and 80 will come up with it.
13th in the league in receiving, and he's only played 5 games. 180! Harris time, underneath it goes, and bouncing off the first contact, Natea J will move the chains again. Edmonton's got something going here midway through the third quarter.
Huddle, huddle. Huddle, huddle. Huddle, huddle, huddle. Here we go. We got quads left 6. Quads left 6. R and S back. We got 1. R slide, W2 to X edge on 1 ready. Go.
Deepest scrimmage point for Edmonton in the game. And it's Gable, that little middle screen. Dropped around the 27. He has 8. There's Nate Hawley with another tackle.
Extended running play for Edmonton to get the ball to C.J. Gable. It also isolates the defensive end, brings him up the field, and Gable cuts right underneath him.
Wide bang. We got just backside above it. On 1 ready. Go wax. Go wax. Go, hey, wide bang. Hey, you're gone. Omaha. Go. 180. What is it?
3 receivers wide side, including Ellingson. Harris steps up. He's going to take off, and he'll dive forward. Greenwood got a shot on him. There's one of those cases we've talked to coaches about wanting their quarterbacks to slide, and some of them just are a little awkward with it. And there was a little bit of indecision for Harris. He had to take a shot.
I'm talking to some coaches about this, and a good point was made by Mike O'Shea when he told me, sometimes the quarterback has indecision when he's going to hook slide feet first. And that indecision costs them a split second or 2, and that's where you get awkward and hit in a weird position.
At 9, longest run of the day, and Gable able to take it down around the 12. 6 more, and the Eskimos continue to churn out the first downs. Mike Rose the tackle that time, but Edmonton's got something going here.
Well, this is an issue for Edmonton. It's been into the red zone and them trying to turn this into a touchdown, because 14 of 30, under 50%. They're moving the football up and down the field so far coming into this game this year, but kind of got shut down inside the 20.
Last week, 7 field goals, 8 scoring drives. And a pass that was almost intercepted. Trey Robertson was around the football again.
You know, good part of the game is played from the neck up. And this is just awareness, watching film, knowing down here that a lot of teams want the quick slant, the timing route on the quick slant. And he just jumps at it. He doesn't even pretend to play his man true. He just jumps the route.
Edmonton now 14 of 31 in the red zone. And Sean White kicks them a little closer. It's a 9-point Calgary lead, but the red zone continues to be a problem. And so does Trey Robertson. 18-9 Stamps. A 2-point convert. It's an 18-9 Calgary lead. Both teams with field goals after 59-yard drives to start the second half. And that pass out of the reach of Markeith Ambles.
You go back to last week, and 96 so far for Begelton, 173 last week. Reggie Begelton up to 269 in a game and a half. A game and 3 quarters. And, you know, he reminds me of the way he runs routes. That guy, 82, Greg Ellingson. Just a great route runner, excellent on the double moves, outstanding hands. Not known for his breakaway speed, but will get him behind you.
Numbers almost identical. Ellingson 4th, Begelton 5th. And great hands for Reggie Begelton and a first down catch up at the 52. 16 more.
Great hands, great route running, because he's got to get inside here running the curl. So a little lean to the outside, pulls his man to the outside shoulder, comes back to the ball like we saw DeVaris Daniels. But again, this is very similar body type to Greg Ellingson. Sure hands anywhere in the cylinder being that wingspan that a receiver has. And I just think they're very close, very similar guys. And don't fall asleep on them or he'll run right by you.
16-yard connection. Back in his hands once again. Does he get a block? He'll get angled out right at midfield. You know, and that's 4 more yards. He's getting close to 100 at 98 now.
You know, and I say that because earlier in the year, I said that if I could pick one receiver to start to build my team with all of them in the league right now, would be Greg Ellingson would be my first pick. And I stand by that. He's not having a big game yet this afternoon, but to compare him to Ellingson takes him into that conversation. Because I think he's top of the list. He'd be on my fantasy team every week if I played fantasy. I got to get into that fantasy. Challenge the panel or something.
2nd and 5. And there he is. Guess who? He's over 100 again. It's his 4th 100-yard receiving game of 2019.
Well, another good look at him. Now he's got Money Hunter, who's going to slide inside. So now it's not about running fast. It's just about finding the hole. So that's where you play from the neck up. Now as he a zone look, you're not trying to get your DB to turn and run or get him to flip his hips. What you're doing as a receiver there is just find the soft spot and sit down in it.
Go. 180. 180.
Little shovel inside, and it'll be ruled incomplete.
Don't come all the way over here.
Second down.
Under a half minute left, 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Take the signal, it's fine. Sure. Yeah, I mean, 19 to 9, 10 points, it's 10 points. 30, we need to be under 35 regardless, right? I'm done with this. We had horrible field position most of the game. You got to change it. I just have so much faith that we're going to,
Watch that down the middle. Boston, go! 180. 180. High.
2nd and 10, and jumping the gun, Usher. It's like offside against the Edmonton defense.
Hey, are you down the middle?
I hope the fans heard that one. Sometimes we got so many mics going that you're not sure what went there, but
offside, Edmonton, number 75, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
But that conversation that Jason Moss was just having, I think that was very interesting. He was, talking about trying to get out of this bad field position issue they've had. Good drive in their last one that ended in a field goal. But that he has faith that his offense will make the play to do it.
Go! 180! 180!
2nd and 5 after the penalty. Pocket collapsing. Maella on the crosser. And another first down for the Stamps, dragged down by the middle linebacker.
Hey!
And that's the final play of the third quarter.
Hey!
A first down catch for Herjay Maella. A more punch in the offense, but again, they just had one possession in the entire quarter. Down by 9, and
180.
Mitchell's got the Stamps moving again. 1st and 10, and looks for Bingleton. Touchdown! A beauty grab over Money Hunter, and Reggie Bingleton has been money.
Nice touch on the throw by Bo Levi Mitchell, and strong hands by Reggie Bingleton at the other end to hang on to that touchdown throw. Edmonton sending some pressure. Pressure's picked up, and Bo Levi Mitchell wants to put a little air under this to let Bingleton find it and go get it. He does. Watch the strong hands fight off Money Hunter. Never tucks it, just keeps those strong hands till he crosses the goal line. Nice throw and catch.
8 plays, 70 yards, and Bingleton now has 10 catches, 138 yards, and a touchdown, and a 2-point convert today.
Kadeem Carey is the guy who's going to give Bo that extra second. He picks up the pressure, and he's going to step across and get the pressure. Pressure's coming off the edge, and Kadeem Carey, 35, he sees it, and there's the pickup. So there's a blitz pickup, giving his quarterback a chance. Now he puts some air under it, drops it over. Money Hunter can't really be in better position than that. He's in great position, but Bingleton is just saying, hey, I'm the blitz beater. I got to just get down the middle of the field. It's one-on-one here. Get down to the middle, get up in there, and now I just got to fight off, make this contested catch. That's a nice throw and catch. I don't know how Money Hunter can play it any tighter than that.
Bingleton went 5 games without a touchdown and now has 5 in the last 2 games. Biggest lead of the day for the Stampeders. Eskimos have some work to do. Christian Jones drilled as he crossed the 25-yard line.
Whoa. Winton McManus, was that Winton McManus on the cover team? It was. I think he felt a little of that one too, and that's one of those ones where you're doing your best as the guy on the cover team here. You're doing your best to just get up and say, yeah, that was a monster hit, and I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt at all. You walk off the field, just go, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm having trouble catching my breath, but I'm good.
Nate Hawley will take the next defensive reps in his spot. Go to the near side on the hitch, and Devon Smith cut down as Raheem Wilson on the job.
Yeah, and right now you're looking at Jason Moss and Edmonton, Trevor Harris in that bubble area in the game where they can go one way or the other. They fight their way back in it because they take chances, start pushing the ball, try and look for bigger chunks, but that can backfire on you, and the game becomes a blowout quickly. So they're in that bubble area right now. They can't play conservative any longer.
Longest reception, 14 yards so far. Got some time, but nobody home. And he'll take a hit and get dropped around the 33-yard line. Hawley and Sopik, who have been in on those second and long situations, bring him down. He has not been able to stretch that Calgary defense this afternoon.
Part of the Jason Moss discussion that we let you in on there was, should he take after field goals, should he take kickoff returns or take the ball? And he was confident his offense is going to get him out of the field position. Just haven't enough tonight or today.
3rd 2 and out for Edmonton. Terry Williams on the return. And Williams dropped at the 42. And the pads pop on every special teams play. Christoph Malamba-Shamanga with that tackle, but Reggie Begelton has been the offensive story here in the Labor Day Classic. Just over 12 and a half minutes to go.
Rome, 35-0, X up, on goal, ready? Go.
Reggie Begelton, 329 yards receiving in his last 2 games.
180, hut.
Kadeem Carey bounces off Money Hunter. Usher bounces him out at the Calgary bench, but another good run by Kadeem Carey, closing in on a 100-yard day.
Hey, if they're outside the frame, let them go.
8.3-yard average for Kadeem Carey today.
All right, we got Wax to right, tough. Ugly 61 Razorback, backside stick. On goal, ready? Look for it, Will. 11 is saying, go. 180, hut.
2nd and 5. Underneath it goes. William Longley the catch, and the fullback has a first down. Back into Eskimo territory at the Edmonton 50.
One of the reasons that Bo Levi Mitchell makes it look so easy is just his recognition and understanding of what defenses are trying to do to him. I mean, he will throw blindly to under routes because he understands if the coverage does what it's doing in front of me, that's the open guy.
Go.
He's almost like he's throwing it before he even looks at it sometimes.
7 different receivers, 3-man front, and Carey goes cartwheeling over the 45-yard line. Taekwon Glass on the tackle.
Hey. No. I'm saying no more of that. No, they're going to come. That ball is out there. No more of that.
And a warning from the quarterback. Ball security with the lead in the 4th quarter.
Rebel right, Bomber 53 hot, Railroad. On goal, ready? Hey, Jane on the outside.
This feels like a double move, maybe from the tailback.
Go. Wide.
Lucas wide to the right, and they get the play off.
Time count violation. Calgary, number 19. 5-yard penalty. Main 2nd down.
So it's back at the 50, 2nd and 11.
That may change the play call. But that last one, I felt like it was Terry Williams running a...
Hey, let's go, Apple. Rebel right, 63 Apple. On goal, ready?
Yep, different play this time. Different down and distance, different play call.
Go. 180, hut.
Carey releases, pass over the middle, incomplete. Begelton unable to snare that one. And the punt team comes on.
Well, a stop Edmonton absolutely had to have to fight back in this game.
Okay, 2nd and medium is going to be the Bo Banger. Okay.
Maver looks for the pin. Christian Jones is back. And Edmonton with only 1 explosion return all year. Not going to get one here. Royce Benji down to bump about it.
Child, the sign-up EP out now featuring Breathing Fire.
Eskimos starting an important drive, coming off a 2-and-out on their last possession. And they start with a good gain on the ground for C.J. Gable.
Well, there's certainly plenty of time.
64 X-Bow, R-Y banger, W spear, Z slant. I'm on ready. X-Bow.
Trevor Harris's season low, 271 yards. He's at 139 in this game. Second and short. Anybody open? Natea J is. And he'll dive forward to the 30 with a fresh set of downs for Edmonton.
Well, this Calgary defense has sort of been middle of the pack when you look at their production statistically. And this was a major concern for a lot of Stamps fans with all the players that they lost through free agency. But you got to give this D a lot of credit. Leaders in the secondary are Trey Roberson. You just saw there's Brent Monson, the DC. And you just mentioned Trevor Harris is looking at a season low here unless he breaks free and hits some deep balls.
Jay Gable hit down, trying to run over Royce Mechie. Jamar Wall is there to make the tackle.
But the secondary knows one thing, that they don't want to give up explosion plays. 30-plus pass plays. And boy, have they been great at that. They lead the league by far. Only 5 all season against this Calgary secondary, the 30-plus catches.
And Edmonton #1 offensively in explosion plays. 7 on the ground, 17 through the air. Second and 3. Underneath again, Collins got the catch and has the first down. So Trevor Harris with his 21st completion, he has now tied Ricky Ray in most consecutive games with at least 20 completions.
Problem with the 20 in this one this afternoon is they've been short to intermediate completions, all of them.
Nothing over 20 yet. Gable spins 5 and looks like he's got 3. DeVaris Daniels, the longest reception of the day, 14 yards for Edmonton.
I don't think Edmonton's in 3 down just yet, but
Squads left, soar out,
certainly need a sense of urgency.
W Dog X Hollywood Link. I'm on ready. You're ripped, you're gone. Go! Luigi! Luigi up!
Second and 6, 4-man rush. Ball in quickly, he'll be short of the first down. Brandon Smith, who's been around for a dozen of these, with the quick stop. Back in 2010, made his Labor Day debut with a pick 6 against Ricky Ray.
Well, yeah, this is going to be about 2 yards short. And like I said, I don't think Jason Moss is at 3-down football just yet. There's too much time. You got a lot of possession still inside of 7 minutes in Canadian football. So got some field position back, but they need a quick 2-and-out from the defense to get back in it and get the ball back.
Or a takeaway, something they have not had today.
Or a takeaway.
Sean White punting and backpedaling Terry Williams to his 12. Good downfield cover at the 19-yard line. Well, one of the all-time best in the secondary, Brandon Smith, with the quick close in his 166. Better field position for Calgary because of an objectionable conduct penalty against Jordan Beaulieu at the end of that punt return. Mitchell stretching it. Marquis Dambles got it, fumbles it, and Edmonton's going to pick it up, or they're going to rule incomplete. And I wonder if we get a challenge. John Johnson trying to make the immediate recovery. Looked like Ambles had it, but started running before he caught it.
Well, I think, yeah, it looked like he didn't control it long enough. Boy, the play, gutsy one, go deep, just get that field position back. They got an extra 10 on the bad penalty and decision by Edmonton, and then
2nd and 10, we got to get them off the field.
that's just a drop.
Thought about the challenge, but
it was still sliding around in there. That's super slow motion, too.
180. 180.
so it's 2nd and 10. Need to stop, and they get one. Nice play there. Jordan Hoover, the safety, brings down Kadeem Carey. Loss of 2.
That field position, that extra 10 yards, Jordan Bellew was the guy who got it. The Edmonton Eskimos, one of their issues is the penalties, and they've been better as far as the overall number. Early in the season, they were about 13 a game. Now they've dropped that down the last few to 7 a game, but some of the timing on them has just been awful. They hurt them in Winnipeg. After the whistle penalties, still discipline has been an issue for Edmonton.
But an important 2 and out. Maver to punt with Christian Jones. Waiting at around the Eskimo 30. Move up on this one, 45-yard line.
That's no yards.
No yards, but a bigger return for Christian Jones down the sidelines and knocked out. The touchdown saving tackle there by punt fielded at the 45. Are these offsetting penalties?
Yeah, but it's crazy.
They said we were going to decline the no yards.
No, this one's 50.
So that didn't make sense. All right. I can't tell anybody yet.
Let's go, defense. Hey, Dave.
Well, the penalties clearly will negate the big Jones return.
Not it. In the inside.
No yards, and then hold in the line.
And the officials are on the clock. Might be trying to identify where the hole was.
Well,
Z Clipper.
honestly, whatever it is, it took way too long, and that's got to be fixed.
No yards. Calgary, number 11. Illegal block. Edmonton, number 23. Balanced at the point where the ball was caught. Up 5 yards. First down.
Godfrey Onyeka with the holding call, so it is after the difference, 5 yards from where the ball was fielded by Christian Jones. So just beyond the 50. Harris to work. Tavon Smith the catch right at midfield. Short gain, give him 4, 2nd and 6.
We are down 2 possessions. Now, you're in that area. 3 down play.
Hey, we got Fat SoCal Ben. Hey, Deep Robin, Silver Deep Robin.
All game long, Trevor Harris has called plays on the line of scrimmage. Very rarely is he taking his time in the huddle.
5, pumps once, now throws, and the catch made by Daniels, and he skips out with a first down.
They're working that
Calgary 45.
Working that short side right now, and on that short side is Tavares Daniels, and that's the good thing for the Edmonton offense. The downside is on that short side is 31 Trey Roberson, and he was thinking about undercutting that one.
Green, go! Hurry up!
Eskimos need a major. Taking a shot down the rail. Got it! And Collins' momentum takes him out. There's the biggest play for the Eskimos offensively. Harris took a hit at the end of it, but they get in behind Roberson that time.
Trevor Harris going to take a shot here from Cordero Law as he gets rid of this ball. and right into your living room. Ricky Collins. It was Ricky Collins 4 games ago. Got him going with that 80+.
Same play, except this time wasn't able to stay in bounds. But a 34-yard connection. They stop the clock here.
Before the warning.
They'll get another,
which is a good time to use your timeout.
You heard Jason Watson lament that he didn't use it on the last Calgary possession. Here they are, though, back in the red zone. And now 14 of 31 on the year, 8th ranked in the league. Take the Gable. It's a J. And he gets crunched. Royce Mechie's been around it today from the very start when he had the early interception.
That's what an interception will do. It'll give you a little mojo. It gives you a little confidence where get your first of the season. And it was Mechie's first of the year. And since then, he has been active. Good hit coming downhill to help in run support.
Eskimos can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Big 2nd and 5 upcoming.
Go! 180! What is it?
Going to the end zone for Collins. Incomplete. And Cordero Law parried Trevor Harris.
Well, an ideal situation for Edmonton was to get the major there before the warning.
And we get the 3-minute warning. Offense is going to stay on the field, and they get this break to come up with the play that they will need to stay into the game. 25-9, Calgary. And Edmonton threatening here. Saturday rematch at Commonwealth with the live mics. But right now, critical 3rd and 5.
180! What is it?
Trevor Harris, goal line knocked down. It's Deshaun Amos with the knockdown and the turnover on downs for Calgary.
Well, Calgary was going to make Trevor Harris make the quick decision and take a chance. There's Mechie from the safety spot. He's going. There's Greenwood. He's going. They're filling the gaps. That's the A-gaps inside. Just take that full blitz, send them all, including Brandon Smith, the halfback, and that leaves one-on-ones, no safety help in the middle, and that leaves your defensive secondary to play tough man-to-man, tight man-to-man, and how about Deshaun Amos and the big knockdown?
So the 2nd turnover of the game. The Stampeders have been clean.
Skip. On go, ready.
And so's their quarterback. Bo Levi Mitchell has not been sacked today against the #1 sack team in the league.
Hut.
And they hand around for Michael Klukas.
Tried to stay in.
Tried to stay in bounds. Klukas, the local product, used to watch these games from the stands, and now he gets to play in his first, the former Calgary Dino.
Bo's trying to argue that his knee was down in the field of play and not have him go out of bounds here, stop the clock, but
Boy,
don't think he was touched.
On, did he?
I think his knees were down, but he wasn't touched till he got out. He has to be down, touched by contact, so he's sliding there, has not been touched, and then he goes out of bounds, stops it. So that few seconds that Calgary wanted to eat up.
Now carry inside. Oh, is that a fumble? Eskimos reacting as if they've got the football. Remember an earlier series when Bo Levi Mitchell, well, it looks like it's going to be Calgary ball. Remember when Mitchell told Carey ball security in the last series?
Yeah, just reminding him, those little reminders. Make sure you secure the football, especially once you feel that first contact. That ball was definitely out.
Clearly out, but who gets back on it? Somebody, it looks like, was it Neela Kazatati came up with the ball? The right tackle saves it for the Stampeders. That would have been a turnover. Carey again, over 100, and a lot more. And he holds on to the football, which is primary at this point. 19-yard run for Kadeem Carey.
Yeah, and that should do it. I mean, that's the one that really kicks you in the solar plexus if you're Jason Moss, because once again, I mean, with 2 minutes, you can get a couple of possessions, but you got to get the ball back. They had loaded the line of scrimmage, Edmonton defensively, and Calgary still went with their run play, got a big block from right tackle Nila Casatati, and that should do it.
Another end around for Klukas.
Stay in bounds.
Dumped at the 54-yard line.
Hey, that boy fair.
There's a little pep in his step, though. He's a big part of this Labor Day Classic now. Got them out of a hole with that first carry. And they're putting this one away now.
Those big wide receiver sweeps are taking a long time too. I mean, there's 3-4 seconds where he hasn't even got to the line of scrimmage yet.
Stamps trying to end a 2-game losing streak and win their 8th consecutive on Labor Day.
This should be Kadeem Carey up the middle.
Red, go ahead.
And it is first down. The decision does give it Calgary the win here. So here are the standings after the Labor Day weekend. It closes in a little bit. Bombers first by a game over Saskatchewan. Calgary moves ahead of Edmonton into 3rd place.
And next week, the two top teams play each other again, and 3rd and 4th play each other again in the rematches.
Kadeem Carey, the first Stamp 100-yard rusher this season. 14 carries, 116 yards. And they keep feeding him. It's going to be Terry Williams this time.
Hey, O-line!
Timeout's called. Edmonton. Timeout, Edmonton.
Eskimos stop it one more time, but Eskimos going to be held under 20 points for the 4th time in 7 games, which is a little surprising with all the offensive numbers they have put up. But again today, red zone efficiency is a story. Held to 10 points by Montreal. Unless they score in the last minute, it will be their lowest output of 2019.
Nice series here for the Calgary O-line. They just said, we're going to run it. You know we're going to run it. And guess what? We're going to run it.
And they're going to run it.
And they move the chains again and just grind this one. Don't give Edmonton even hope, because remember Montreal against Calgary, they needed 8 big plays to come back in about 3 minutes, and they got it done in overtime eventually, and the Stampeders walked off the field with a loss. Not this one, not this afternoon, not on Labor Day. The big boys up front started to eat, and they just said, we're grinding this to a halt.
Got themselves a 100-yard rusher today. They kept their quarterback clean, and most importantly, they post a win. Calgary Williams, Bergman, Sevier, Casatati, and Dennis, and Kadeem Carey turning it into a huge afternoon 20-yard run.
I'm always impressed, though, when everybody knows the play. I mean, there's no fooling anybody, and you can still block it. And that goes back to the discussion of the old-timers when, you know, back when the guys like Bear Bryant said, here's my playbook, I don't care, we're going to run the same sweep right. In fact, we'll tell you, we're running sweep right, and I want to see if we block it properly, there's no way you can stop it, even if you know we're doing it.
Season high 201 rushing yards, and now into victory formation. Stampeders going to win, and they're going to take the season series against Edmonton. Back-to-back wins here at McMahon. And one more snap, and the fans on their feet. The celebration on here at McMahon.
Boy, outstanding weekend of football, hasn't it been? Huge thank you to the military. Huge thank you to all the fans. on the Labor Day weekend, both out in Hamilton, Saskatchewan last night, yesterday, and great crowd here in Calgary as well.
And Bo is back. The Nissan Titan player of the game brought to you by the Nissan Titan, ranked #1 in quality by J.D. Power, and it was another huge performance by Reggie Begelton.
Targeted 12, caught 10 of them for 138. Had a real nice touchdown. 2-point convert as well. There's the 2-pointer. Couple first down catches that were key. But Reggie Begelton, another big game coming off that 173. Put 138 on the board here this afternoon. Reggie Begelton's our player of the game.
So the Stampeders halt the 2-game losing streak. And they hand Edmonton its 2nd consecutive loss. With the win, Calgary will leapfrog Edmonton in the standings. Labor Day rematch coming up next Saturday from Commonwealth Stadium. 25-9 is the final in the Labor Day Classic. So long